Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. I call this channel the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. I call this Cotton Candy Chapstick. We picked it at random. I'm excited for today's videos. There's going to be two different clips. I'm going to do one palette each eye, which I don't prefer to do, but I want to get these looks out because I'm excited. So what we're talking about is the Dede Signature Skewer Bundle. So we're going to do all four palettes today. And I have looks written out. I did not call on my girl Grace to help me out with the color stories. And so hopefully the looks come out fine. So for this portion of the video, we're going to do Juicy Skewer on this eye and Caramel Skewer on this eye. And then I'm going to wash it off. And then we're going to come back and do the other two skewers. And so because we're going to wash off, I'm not even going to finish the face. I have on Fenty Brow Pencil, of course. Milk Hydro Grip Face Primer and the Fenty shade 335. This is done. I pumped all I can pump out of here. So the next clip we will be using probably Estee Lauder. But yeah, so I'm excited. I have brushes laid out. I am ready to go. So I'm going to prime the lids. And this is not the brush that I wanted to use. We're going to prime one lid at a time since we're going to do one eye at a time. And I am really hoping I'm really hoping that the look comes out nice, because this is what Juicy looks like. Oh, I do have NYX Retractable Eyeliner in gold on this lower lash line and inner rims, and on this one I have deep blue lower lash line and upper and lower inner rims. Yeah, so this is Juicy. We're going to see if Juicy is juicy. So let's prime this lid. I could go back and forth, but I might confuse myself because I'm thinking, I'm so used to doing the intro when I prime my lids, but we're only going to do one. So I call this the Crazy Troll Nation, just enjoying doing videos, knowing it's okay to let your authentic personality shine through, not trying to be someone you're not or act in a way that you normally don't act, just being yourself, and also enjoying the channels you watch here on YouTube. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like, I almost forgot what I was supposed to say. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Because here at the Crazy Troll Nation, craziest concept ever, self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never, ever, ever feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. So that's what we stand for here. I have to stop stuttering and stammering, troll. Let's try that again. If you're new here, I don't know why I'm feeling so giddy today. You know, because I'm excited to use these palettes. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Excuse me for that ignorant sniff. If you're new here, I need to let you know. This video is crazy already. If you're new here, I have to let you know I do curse sometimes, because I curse sometimes, period. So we're going to get into this look. Yeah, I'm really hoping it turns out nice. I'm excited. I really am. Did I tell you I skimped on skincare since I'm going to wash my whole face off? I only put on moisturizer and eye cream. My skin is not happy. But anyway, we're going to take Strawberry, which is this shade here. In person, it looks more gold. Oh, you know what? Is that? So this is what I'm seeing in person. This is a multi-chrome. On her Instagram, she had put, I feel like I'm yelling. She showed the palettes. She showed the palettes and asked, can we pick out, or can we tell what shades are multi-chromes? And I'm like, not just by the pictures, because it was just a picture. It wasn't, you know, turning them or looking at them or swatches. And so I was just like, no. And even looking at it, I only realized it because this is what I'm seeing is yellow. And then when I looked where you are, it was pink. So I'm like, oh. In person, it just looks gold-ish. Huh. Okay. So this is going to be on the inner lid. So let me just stop right here. Because y'all know I'm good for doing too much. too much, too much. I'm going to blend this up a little higher. And I do have shades for, is that a red mark right there, or am I seeing things? I don't know. I do have shades to put for transition area. So, because we are going to use all 5 of these shades. Now we're going to take apricot or apricot, depending on how you pronounce it. And the marks you see are from when I did the live swatches. And I did use a sponge tip applicator. This is my first time. Oh, this looks fiery. This is my first time putting this on my lids. Yeah, that first shade is a dual chrome, multi-chrome. We are overlapping. A chunk of shadow just fell in my eye. Oh, good grief. All right, I'm going to have to pause because, yeah, I'm going to have to pause and get that out. That was not fun. I'm hoping my eye doesn't tear too much now. I'm going to have to remember to edit that out. So this is here. So very red. And I'm thinking I should have taken that first shade over more so that the whole eye just isn't red. I don't know. We're going to see. I was saying how these palettes to me are monochromatic, but they are, but then they're not. Because monochromatic is like, okay, they're all red except you just have this here and this is a dual chrome. But when I looked again at the palettes, like the first thing my eye saw was monochromatic with all the palettes. And someone was saying that only just this one was. But I think what but what threw me off, we're going back to strawberry, the first shade and the brush we used for that, is that the other palettes is like 2 different colors. Like there might be like a green and like 2 greens and like yellows or something. And to me, that's monochromatic as well because it's still the same color story, whereas this one is all reddish except for the yellow in the middle. And so for me, monochromatic is like they're just close in tone or all the same color family. And so that's what I consider monochromatic because my eye just sees like those 2 colors. And I say quite often my eye perceives color different than other people. And so we're going to go back to that first brush. And so to me, they do look monochromatic. Even though they may not be the typical monochromatic type palettes. This is the brush that had apricot on it, or apricot, depending on how you pronounce it. So, yeah, we're going to leave that brush here. So now we're going to go into pomegranate, this shade here. And this is going to go on the outer portion of our lid. And I don't know if I wanted to take this far over, like to here, but we've already done it. So let me know if you're interested in the skewers. The live, I should go back and do timestamps in the live because it was super long, but you can just fast forward it. And so what I'm getting at is, seeing the swatches. Oh, you know what? That wasn't where I was going with that. I broke down the prices, the whole bundle versus if you just get individual palettes. And so I'll put that video in the cards, this eye is tearing. So you can just check out the prices or just go to the website and check out the prices. But I did do the math for you in that video. And I do have a code, which is down below. And the skewers were on sale. And even I think the PR bundle that she sent me was on sale too. So I'm not sure if the code will still work, but it should be, because if that's what the sale price is, that's what the price is. And you can still use codes. Usually on websites, if something is on sale, you can still use your code. I didn't read the fine print, so don't quote me on that. But if you do go, my code is down below. It's just DionLorah.PhD, LUVS, because people do still spell it different. Very red. Yes, it is. So now we're going to take banana, this yellow, and that's going to be on the first half of the transition. I haven't used this brush in a long time. I think I have like 4 of them. This is a Scott Barnes brush. It says it's a crease brush, but since I don't do typical crease shades, I usually use this when I want to be detailed with transition or upper transition or where I am now, which is under my brow bone, because it does help me just put it like right there. And so we're just going to go back and forth just a little bit to get a little bit of a blend. And so yeah, this eye is tearing. I had an issue earlier when I was putting this liner on my upper inner rim, the liner was grazing my eyelashes, and so it was kind of balling up in my lashes, and so I did have to go in and like pull through my lashes very gently to get the eyeliner out of my lashes. But that's not what got my eye, because when I started to apply this shadow, I did feel a piece of it go into my eye. So that's what that was. This is a nice transition shade for me. Now we're going to take a clean one and we're going to go into Raspberry, which is this shade. This is going to look very pink up here. What do we have for lower lash line? Oh, okay. So Raspberry, we're going to put over here. This is brighter than I thought. Oh, shoot. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We're going to put that brush down. We're going to go back into the brush that had banana on it. I don't like that at all. And we're going to sweep that over Raspberry. I don't like that at all. And these are not mixing well. Well, it's turning into a color that I don't like. Ooh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like this at all. That, I did not think that was this shade. Why did I not think that wasn't going to be that bright? Because these are showing up true to pan. So, like, I should have known. All right, we're done with that. Next, we're going to take, we're going to take Red Grapes, which is this shade, and this is going on the lower lash line. Like, from here to here, I like. But over here, you know what, because I don't usually do red looks, and so maybe that's what it is. Let me use the mirror in here. Let me take the plastic off the mirror. Can I get the plastic off the mirror? My nubby nails. Yeah. Now it's sticking to my hand. Okay, here we go. And so we're going to put Red Grapes on our lower lash line. And we put the gold under there because we're going to put yellow on the upper lash line. Because I just wanted something other than red over here. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing, and why we put gold under here, and why we're going to put yellow on our upper lash line. So that is that. I like how that turned it, the color that it turned. I like how the lower lash line looks. And I wanted to do this one first because this is the most monochromatic palette. And the other ones are going to be interesting because I don't know what those looks are going to look like. Let me pull out mascara. Do I want to do mascara? Yeah, I will. Lancome Silks Boost and Fenty Hella Thick. We're going to put on. And this is what we're putting on our upper lash line because I just wanted something with some color. And we could just do a black, but why do a black? So that is what this look looks like. We're good for time, which is great because we have another eye to do with the caramel skewer. So this is just going to add some life into the look. I think I'm getting more on my eyelashes than on my upper lash line. Yeah, there was a generous amount of gel liner on this brush. I like the double wing thing. That was unintentional. There was a time when I was doing it on purpose, but I'm liking how that looks, and this eye really is tearing. So for the most part, this eye is done, and it's about to be done once we put on, you know, the look isn't bad. I think, I would like it better if I had to banana all the way across and then put raspberry right here, because that was way more pinky than I thought that it was going to be. Way more pink. Not a pinky like your pinky finger, but I know y'all knew that. So this is going to finish this eye. I am glad we went with the yellow for the upper lash line because it does add color to the look, because the look was very... You're going to hear a clank. I'm putting away the eyeshadow brushes that I used. Well, not away, but we're in the container that they go in, that I later carry into the kitchen to wash them. So they're not just laying across my station. And so this is the Fenty Hella Thick Mascara. I have a lot of stuff to try from that live, because it was all haul stuff. Troll Mail, PR. This was the PR. Free stuff from MAC. I did try, what did I try? I think I tried one lipsticks. So this eye is done. This eye is done. So this is what Juicy is looking like. And we're going to do a lip later, maybe. I think, I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and prime the other eye. Let me get that here, put that there. So while I'm priming this eye, I'm going to tell you about the Shop Miss A Wonder Matte lipstick. This is the black. I tried this on in the live and it was horrible. And I thought, you know what, let me just try it again, because I put it on like how I used the Sephora collection liquid lipstick. It's actually called Cream Lip Stain Liquid Lipstick. And also how I apply the MAC Metro Matte Liquid Lip Color, excuse me. And which means I just take the wand out and I might, you know, wipe a little off and then apply it. And how thick this was and how patchy it went on and how drying it was. And in that video, in the live, I was like, and my lips were like sticking together. But then I think, and I did throw it away in my makeup trash, which is right here. So it's not like regular trash or food trash stuff. And so I thought, let me just try it again and not be so harsh. And so I put on a thin layer. It was still hard to get on. It was hard to get on an even coat. It's very dry, so that's what made it hard to apply it in like just one even swipe. I had to keep dipping back in to get it on, to get it even across my lips. But I did do a thin layer. It dries down super quick. On this part of my lip, it dried down super quick because it is like very dry. And I said, let me just put it on and just wait a while and see. Once everything dried, it didn't completely dry, but this part of my lip, like this part in here, it felt somewhat comfortable, a little bit dry, but somewhat comfortable, but the corners, they never fully dried. And so every time I would open my mouth or even to talk, I could feel the corners like kind of prying open, and it was just kind of uncomfortable. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing ever, but I was just like, And so I'm not going to keep it. And the reason because of the reasons I just said, and also because I have the Sephora collection ones that I really like. They apply easy, they go on easy, they dry down, they feel good. And even doing this in thin layers, it didn't feel drying on the center part of my lips, but the corners never fully felt dry. And I could feel the corners prying open every time I would talk or say something. And so for that reason, because I have the Sephora collection, we're going to take Passion Fruit, this shade here. Because I have the Sephora collection and I have the MAC, I'm not going to keep the Shop Miss A. And so it's just a thing where, you know, I have something I like better, so why deal with this one? Now, granted, it's only $1. And so if you're looking for an inexpensive liquid lipstick, trying to think, like, do I recommend it? I don't know. You know what I would say? I'd say for $1, if you're placing a Shop Miss A order, I'd say try it. It's only $1. Just buy one and try it because you might like it. And also how I put on chapstick when I start videos and then I wipe some off and put on liquid lipstick. I didn't do that with this. I just put this on top of my bare lip because I think because I had wiped off chapstick, I think that's also why it was just going all over the place on my lips. And so I thought, okay, let me not even have chapstick on to start with and then wipe it off. Like, let me put it on dry lips, which my lips are not ever dry. But yeah, so it was just, you know, if I have to put that much work into getting it on and then still not liking how the corners were, you know, peeling apart. But you may have a different experience. And so for $1, I do recommend you try one if you're already going to place a Shop Miss A order. That sound was it going back in the makeup trash. But I am glad that I tried it again. So it wasn't as horrible as it was when I tried it before. Now we're going to take Currant Apple, this shade here. So it's not as horrible as when I tried it in that video. And it's because as I said, I applied it like how I do the Sephora collection and the MAC one, where I can just wipe off some chapstick, put it on. It goes on smooth. I don't have to double dip. And it's not patchy, you know. So the experience was just completely different. And there are some products where you do need to switch up your technique to get something to work. This is not really wanting to go on. I think I'm going to switch to a sponge tip. The color is pretty though. For Juicy, this is Caramel Skewer. And for me, to me, it's still monochromatic because this is, you know, 3 in the same color story and then these in the same color story, but I get it. And it's set up where you can do a look with these 3, do a look with these 3, do a look with these 4. So I get, you know, I get it. So it's not a monochromatic, but when I look at it, I see monochromatic because it's only 2 different colors, which isn't monochromatic. Monochromatic is where it all just kind of blends into one color. I'm trying to figure out if this is a dual chrome or not. That's this shade right here. So it's looking blue. Oh, and then it's green. Okay. I'm going to take a sponge tip applicator because I'm having trouble getting this one with the brush, which is surprising because the other, well, this one and the other 2 shimmers from Juicy, I didn't have an issue with. Okay, here we go. If you use your fingers for makeup, that's an option too. I don't like using my fingers for makeup because the sponge tip to me mimics a finger application and it is just fine. And so, but still, this is not really wanting to go. It's going better with the sponge tip. I'm going to overlap that red. So we're going to the red and then pulling over. So whatever's in the sponge from Current Apple, that's how we're going to get our blend for that. And I am going to go back to that brush that had Current Apple, not adding more shadow, and we're going to pull that over. So this is how we're getting our blend. And I am being rough with it because Current Apple doesn't really want to move. And I am seeing a blend down here. So I am seeing the red and then the mix and then Current Apple, which is a dual chrome. And it being a dual chrome might be affecting how it's looking too. So this is what we got. I am just going up here. I did not add more on the brush. This is a nice little fun, funky palette. I was going to say quad, but a quint, but a quint is 5 and this is 6, so this is not a quint, excuse me. So now we're going to take Blueberry, this shade here, and we're going to put that on the outer corner and we're going to see how this looks. I'm swiping it with the brush, and this is the brush, a clean one though, that I use for the matte in the other palette, and it picked up really fine. I mean, it picked up very easy. This seems like it's not wanting to pick up, but let's see how it goes on. This palette seems to be a little more dry because even this matte in this one is applying different than how this one did. And Current Apple, this shade applied different than how the shimmers and even how this one from this palette applied. So this one is a little more dry in application. But it looks nice though. Ooh, I like how that looks. I do like how it looks. Now when you turn this way, it does all just look blue, but then when you turn, you see the differentiation in color. So that I like. I mean, I don't like that this way it just looks blue. Because then that's that monochromatic thing. But monochromatic looks so cute. Y'all see me winging out my shadow? Check it out. I realize I can't do an outer V when I wing it because then it looks weird. And I think I prefer, I don't know what I prefer, because winging shadow is something new. I've been trying to make it a point to do. And I do like that look. But I also like the look of when I do an outer V too. So now we're going to take, let me know what you think of the AOA. I was going to pick it up and already tossed it back in the trash. Let me know what you think of the what is it, Shop Miss A liquid lipsticks if you have them. We're going to take avocado. No, we're going to take pineapple first. This shade. I don't know what I thought I just saw on my face. And this is going to go right here. And again, it's not horrible. I'm just used to other formulas that I think are better formulas than that. So we're going to tap that there. Oh, and it's not blending. So we're going to just sweep back and forth to try to get it to blend. So it's not horrible. The other formulas, the Sephora one and the MAC one, are just creamier. And they apply smoother and not patchy, and when they dry down, like, it feels nice. This still isn't blending like right here, is it? I don't know. So we're still going back and forth. What I'm thinking now, which is a scary thought, I'm gonna ask my members. I'll be asking them questions. I'm not even gonna say anything because they're all gonna be like, yeah. But I'm gonna ask my members after they all see this video, because I have an idea. But this is wanting to remind me of a Circle Local look, not because of how it looks, but just because of how colorful like this is. So now we're going to take Avocado, this shade here, and we're going to put this up here. This one is fun, so it's a shame that it's feeling dry. So we're just going to tap this under the brow over here. And we're going to sweep back and forth to blend with the blues. I don't like how this looks up here either. We're sweeping where the two shadows meet. I have fallout under my eye. I just now saw it. What shadow is that from? Oh, you know what? It's from that blue. From the blue. Let's take the other side of the sponge tip. There's just like a flake. That's just migrating like it's okay. There we go. This is different for me. I feel like a Grace wannabe because she does colorful looks like this, even more colorful actually. So I'm not going to say I'm trying to channel my inner Grace, but I like this one more than this one only because this is more colorful. At the same time though, this one is more safe because it is monochromatic. But I like how colorful this side is though. We're going to go back to the brush that had the blue on it, this blue right here. And we're not adding shadow to the brush. We're just sweeping like right here just to kind of blend. I actually do like this look. And I'm laughing because it surprises me that I'm just like, huh, okay. Okay. You're going to hear clink because I'm going to put all these brushes with the other dirty brushes. I'm gonna have a lot of brushes to wash today after I finish these looks. And then we're going to do 2 more. Oh shoot, we're at 30 minutes. Now we're going to take Pomelo, this shade here, and this is going to go on our lower lash line. I actually am digging this look. And so we chose contrasting colors because I just wanted to add even more color, and so that's why we put a blue under here and on my inner rims over here, because I wanted this to turn just how it's turning. So it's like that. Ooh, that's pretty. Turn like a purple. That's pretty. I like that. I do like this eye better. This one is safe. This one is colorful. I'm digging it. And y'all know what we're going to do? Red for our upper lash line. Yes. Yes. I'm excited. I like this look. And I'm going to have to use different eyeliner brushes for the next 2 looks. Why is this brush acting so stiff? Oh, because it's Morphe. I found this at the CCO. I have never purchased Morphe from a store. Not the CCO, TJ Maxx or Marshalls. A store like Ulta or where else do they sell it? I've never purchased anything from Morphe. And I saw this because I like the angled eyeliner brushes. And it was like $1.99, $2.99. I'm like, I'll try it. So this was like my first Morphe purchase. I did purchase some Morphe to put in my Macari store. And you know what? Nobody want that stuff. I think I put some in, you know what it is? This eyeliner is drying out. So it's not the brush, it's the eyeliner. And so I did I already take some to the, for Helping Hands? Not Helping Hands, Eclectic Beauty. I like this look. I like it. And it's darker. And because I like dark, but I need that blue. Shoot. I need that. This is the one. We're going to go back into Pomelo. This shade, excuse me for the glare. And we are going to tap that under here, which I should put that blue under here. That blue eyeliner under here. That just blended in. So we're going to take that blue. You know what I could do? We're just going to use this since it's right here instead of pulling out another brush. Or you know what? I'm not. I'm going to take this brush that I have not used yet. Oh, this is a Sigma brush that Grace has sent me. So we're tapping into Blueberry, this blue here. And we're going to just press and wiggle. And actually, we're going to bring that out. So we're trying to see if we can do it a double wing. I don't think it's showing up here, but I don't know. It's showing up. It is showing up here, but it's not showing up the way I want it to. So we're just going to leave it. That brush is too thin for that. So we're going to edit out putting this on, even though it's only going to take a few seconds. We're going to wipe off some chapstick real quick. I have one liquid lipstick and 2 bullet lipsticks that I need to try. The eyelash down here. From the live, from like the haul, the friend mail and all that stuff. I think I'm gonna try this one. I did swatch all of this stuff, but I didn't use it yet. We just wiped off some chapstick. This is from Lethal Cosmetics, and I feel like I'm rushing this video as long as I thought. This is called Breeze, and I'm wondering why it's cracked. Like, so I'm hoping, I don't know why it's like that. Ah, this is lighter. Feels nice. This is light. I will want a lip liner. But for the sake of just, all right, I'm gonna edit out, put it on a lip liner. The lip liner we used is from NYX, and it says just lip pencil, and the shade is Current. So this is Caramel Skewer. And this side is Juicy Skewer. Let me know what you think of Juicy. Let me know what you think of Caramel. And we'll be back in a few moments with clip number 2 with the other 2. This side is already primed. We have on Cotton Candy chapstick again. This lower lash line and inner rims. We have Sephora 12-hour retractable eyeliner in 14 shimmer khaki green. This lower lash line, upper and lower rims, we have on the Prime Prometics, and this one is in black. So we're going to get started. I didn't intend for the first part to be that long. This is Exotic Skewer. This is what this looks like. Very colorful. So let's just dig in. We're going to take Chico. Y'all already know we're going to do like the dark thing in our outward thing. So we're going to take Chico. This one is very soft. And we're going to press. This one is a multi-chrome. So this is what that looks like. But then it kind of still looks the same. It's not even showing up in the mirror. But as I'm putting it on, you see it looks green. So even though here it looks pinkish, it's showing up green. This is very soft. It's challenging to pick up on the brush because the brush is just pressing into the shadow. Do we want to try this with a sponge tip just to see if it'll make a difference? It's interesting to me how the formulas are different. Even her multi-chrome formulas are different from one palette to the next, but it's very pretty though. This to me would be more so a topper shade because it's not, it is showing up and it's very pretty. Down here I'm seeing green. Up where you are, I don't know what you're seeing because I'm looking down. But it is a very pretty shade. A very pretty shade. I'm curious to see what this would look like maybe over a black or a brown base. So that's that one. So we're just going to put that brush away since that didn't do much. We're going to take Kiwi, this shade here, which looks very rich. We're going to see what this one's going to do. So we're going to put that here. This one is very soft. It's smooth. It applies very easy. You see how this is. And you notice from some of the other shadows, like the consistency is different. How it applies is different. So that's one thing I can say now about these palettes is that the quality is different. I mean, they all go on. That last one we used, Caramel, I think that blue shade was kind of dry. But this is just going on like super easy, this shade here. We're going to go back to the sponge tip. we are going to add more on it because I want to bring that back over because I took Kiwi inward too much. So I really do like this shade. I like how it's showing up. It is very topper-ish-esque, but it is a very pretty shade. But yeah, I'm just noticing that the quality is different between the different palettes. Is that over far enough? Yes. So now we're going to take Honeydew, this shade here. So even back to when I was saying monochromatic, it looks monochromatic, and that's 3 shades out of this palette. And then you have this one, which is green also, and this one which showed up green, even though in the pan it doesn't. And so to me, these are still monochromatic palettes with just like a pop of color somewhere. The pop of color for this one would be this shade, but then I wonder what this would look like next to that one or next to the purple. But we're putting them all on, so we're going to see what they look like. This shade here applies like that first from Juicy, that matte we placed in this position over here on the outer corner. It just goes on very easy, whereas that blue from Caramel was kind of dry and it didn't really want to, it seemed like it didn't really want to go on. So it's just interesting. And I'm not going to get into, you know, certain shades are harder to make or whatever, because I've heard that about every single freaking shade. So I'm not even going to get into that. But it did go on, it just took more work. So I'm just feathering this out. Ooh, pretty. But it also moved it from in here. So we're going to just tap lightly back in and just press some more, like right here. Because when I feathered it out, excuse me for smacking, it actually did like move the shadow. And so that's good to know. And it also lightened it here. Where some shadows you can feather it, it'll still keep the intensity here and feather at the same time, but this seems to actually, the shadow actually moved. And so we're going to leave that like that. Now we're going to go into Peach, this shade here. Yo, I'm crazy, and you're going to see why right now. We're going to put Peach right here. These are color combinations I wouldn't think to put together. You know, green with whatever this shade is, even though this is a multi-chrome. And so I'm glad we put that first, because looking in the palette, you might think, oh, I'll put this next to this or this next to here, but but it showed up yellowish green, goldish, whatever. But it does still go with the, this peach shade though. I think we're going back and forth over the line, and that's why I used this tapered brush. I don't have any more of the two that I used for transition shades or brow bone shades for the first 2 looks. So I guess I only, well, not guess, I only have 4 of them. I don't know why I thought I had more, because I tend to keep buying brushes. So that's what that's looking like. And now we're going to take Plum, this purple right here. Y'all, we're crazy, because this is like, what? And we're going to tap this up here, and we're going lightly. And again, this is a tapered brush. I don't want this to be dark, because that looks like it would not go. But if I go lightly, I believe that it will. And so we're just tapping very lightly. And I actually like this. Grace, when you see this, comment and let me know, or DM me or text me and let me know, like, how am I doing with these colors? With these color combinations. I would like it to be more blended, but because of the tone of Plum, I don't know how that's going to blend with that green. And actually, I think that is blending. This green seems to be fading already, the one we put for our outer corner. And even though we did put it directly on top of the primer, and it did initially stick to the primer, but it seems like it's not wanting to stay. So yeah, we're going to just leave this like this. This is interesting. I don't know yet if I like it. I do wish this looked more blended, but I don't feel like there's anything I could really do with that. Unless I were to take Melon Balls, this shade, and put like right here on the line. But we're not going to do that. This eye feels like it's starting to tear. So now we're going to take Moonball Grapes, this shade here. And we're using this brush because we're going to place and blow out at the same time. Let me use the mirror in here. And we're just going to place this under here on top of that green, well, that shimmer khaki green shade that we put under here. And I pulled out a green for upper lash line, but that's too much green. So we're going to put that back and pick out, I'm thinking of orange. Or, you know what, Contemplative State. We're going to use Contemplative State. We're going back into Moonball Grapes. And we're going to just put more under here. I do kind of want to take a little bit of that and just see if that would help out, like right here. Just on the line to make it look a little more blended. Because I'm not liking that. I don't know if that helped or not. I think it, yeah, you know what? It did actually. So we're going to leave that there. And so we're going to put back the liner we were going to use. And we're, what did we say? Oh, you know what? My Contemplative State dried out. I do have an unopened one, but we're not going to open that. We're going to take Kultura. I do like this. You know what? I do like the look, and that did help putting Moonball Grapes right there. So we're going to put this on. I'm going to, do I want to edit this out? Because this video, we're not going to edit it out. So we're going to put this here. And this is just to add more color to the look. I really enjoy non-traditional eyeliner colors, meaning not a brown or a black, for my upper lash line. I think this was a good choice. I do think it adds more something without being too much. Seems like, you know, I keep going over my eyelashes instead of the lash line. All right, we're going to just go back in again a little bit. And we're going to, I don't have enough on the brush. Shit. We're going to feather whatever is left on the brush, which isn't much. So it's looking a little patchy. But you know what? It's not the worst that we've done here. Little tiny baby wing. So that is it for that. Now we're going to, I'm going to edit out. Oh shoot. I'm going to edit out priming this eye. And after we're done with both of them, then we'll do eyeliner and mascara. I do have one of the Estee Lauder foundation because the Fenty foundation is done, and looking at it, I realized the Fenty is a better match for me right now because the Estee Lauder is looking a little light, especially when you compare it to down here. Even though I don't intentionally match my neck to my face, but I did notice a difference. Okay, so let's get into Tropical Skewer. You want to hear a clink? I'm putting away the brushes we just used, and you didn't hear a clink because this is full. These are all the brushes we've used so far, and we are not done yet. So we're going to take Marshmallow and also the Fenty primer. The eye primer is almost done as well. So we're going to take Marshmallow, this shade here, and that's going to go on the inner lid. And for all the talking of, you know, stuff is too long, let's keep moving, I keep detouring and talking about other stuff. So we're going to pop, oh damn, okay. This reminds me of, no it doesn't. I was going to say it reminds me of one of the silver shades in the Xenon palette, but it looks like it has a hint of purple in it. So that's why I changed my mind. This is just not a straight silver shade. That's this one right here. And it makes sense because it's next to a blue. This looks like it might be, well, we're going to put them all on, so we'll see what they all look like. This is pretty. Oh, this is nice. I did not mean to take it up to the brow, but that's where we are, and I like it. I'm gonna take a little bit more, bring it over just a little bit more. We're not gonna take it all the way up, all the way over. Or are we? I don't know. Let's see what we're doing. This is pretty. That shade is pretty. All right, we're gonna put that down. Now we're gonna go into Tangerine, the one next to it. So we're doing shimmer, shimmer, and then matte, the outer corner. Yeah, that's been how I've been doing all of these looks. Yeah, I'm predictable sometimes. And we are overlapping that first shade right here. This is how one of the other shimmers was one of the shimmer blues where it really didn't want to go on with the dry brush. I forget which palette that was. So we're gonna, do I have a sponge tip over here? Where'd my sponge tips go? Well, the one I used earlier, because it has the 4 sides to it. So this is still tangerine, and you see it did intensify. We're overlapping to get a blend going here. But yeah, ooh, okay. There it is. Yeah, well, so it's interesting. Some of the shadows work well with a dry brush and some of them don't. Some are a little more drier than others. So it's just interesting how the formula is not consistent between the finishes as far as being all smooth or all creamy or all easy to just glide on across the eye. We're going to go back to the brush that had the first shade on it, and we're going to pull over to tangerine. So this shimmer is applying like the other one that didn't want to go on, and I ended up using the sponge tip for it. But I'll save more of my, I'm not good for saving thoughts to the end of the video because then I forget what I want to say. So I do think the blend is nice. I do think, you know, everything is more or less playing well together. Now we're going to take elderberry, this shade here. Are we? Damn. Really? For the outer corner. How are we putting a blue next to an orange like this? Like this. This is a funky palette, this color story. But I think most people would do monochromatic, do this and maybe these two, or do this blue with these over here. But we putting them all on because that's what we do. We experiment, we do things, we try something new. And I did just want to see how they were going to work. This one is applying smooth like this one. So it was only just that one matte so far that it didn't want to go on. The same with this side. I'm losing the blue here as I'm feathering it out. There's some shadows, other brands I use, it doesn't do that, but with this it is doing that. So and I do know it's a different formula, it's a different brand. We're going to feather in between, but I am going to go back to that orange and we're going to put more of that. I do, you know what, maybe I'm not. I thought I was losing too much of tangerine, but I'm not. I actually like how that's looking. It's looking a little funky, but funky being a good thing in this situation. I'm liking that. And I think I'm getting better at winging out shadow too. Let me not speak too soon. Now we're going to take Musk Melon, this shade here. And we have that for the first portion of our brow bone. Since I don't do the traditional transition shade and crease shade thing. That's nice, and it blended in a little too much with tangerine because it looks like the same shade. Okay, we learned something. Now we're going to take Juniper Berries, this shade, and that's going to go over here. So let's see what that's going to look like. And ooh, okay, this is like that first pink shade where I was just like, okay, this is a little bit lighter, brighter than I thought it was going to be. So we're going to just lightly feather right here where they meet and just kind of bring it out. This is a Grace thing because she'll blend the shadow and then she'll come around. So that's a Grace thing. So I'm channeling my inner Grace. And I do like that though. So this is just looking too orange to me all the way up. I know that I did it. I'm liking how it blended here, the orange with the blue. Now what we're doing, we're going to take Black Currant. I have this to blend out, well, for here. So I think I might want a shorter brush because I have an outer V, but you can't do an outer V when you have the shadow winged out. So I think I'm going to just put like a, damn. So we're just going to take a little bit. This is a fluffy brush. This is one of the Sigma brushes that Grace has sent me. So we're just doing just a tiny bit, barely. And we're going to place and see what it does first. Okay, I think I can actually take a little bit more. Ooh, that did deepen. So we're just going to lightly feather. And y'all saw we took just a tiny bit. This is a nice black. Because y'all saw it was just a teeny bit. and we patted it, and oh, it deepened. So we're going to just lightly feather and feather out. This is something I definitely want to experiment with. This black with the other shades. We're going to leave that just like that. That is it. For our lower lash line, what did we have for that? Elderberry. Again, for lower lash line. And we're going to place and blow out. So we're using a wide brush. And we're just going to press and wiggle. Oh, this came far down, but this is a big ass brush. I don't know how this is a smudger brush, but it works good for placing and blowing out shadow. Like if you want your eyeshadow on your lower lash line to not just be directly on your lower lash line, how this one is higher up. Did we use the same brush for that though? Yep. But how this one looks like it's higher up and how this one comes down. Strange that we use the same brush, a clean one though, because I have two of these, and it turned out different. Why did that do that? I don't know, but I like it. So that is it for that. I'm gonna put these brushes away. Oh, this thing is full. Oh shoot. Okay, upper lash line. I pulled out a black to use, but you know what? We're gonna put it back though. And then when I pull that out, I'm thinking, when did I last use a black for upper lash line? We're gonna take Slate. This is Melt Cosmetics, and so I'm gonna take a melt brush. Slate is a blue, and it doesn't always show up blue on me. This feels like it's starting to be a little dry. Shit, I haven't had these this long. Oh, you know what? The POA is in a couple months. Damn it. Because I really like these, and I don't want to keep buying them. Yeah, this is dry. Oh, shit. I might need a different brush, because this is dry. Damn it. And I keep the lids on so tight that I do have trouble opening them. Damn it. I'm going to take a different brush. Eesh, it's a waver brush, which I don't like. It serves a purpose, but it's just like too, I don't know, it's too something. This is getting dry already. Damn. I purchased it in March, or I opened it in March. The PAO is 12 months. But it is starting to dry. And I know you can put Doraline in it, refreshing it. And so I don't know. And I got these when they were half off. So I didn't pay a lot for them. I want to say, I don't know. I want to say less than $15 for them. And to have it for a year, I think that's still a good amount of time. That line is janky. Right here, it's thinner than like right here. This is dry. So I don't know, and I think I missed all the sales because today is December 23rd. I think I missed all the sales. This is really dry. But this may cause me to use my Inglot more because I do have some funky colors in Inglot. I have, the red and the yellow that I used earlier, and I have a turquoise. And I still have the fluid lines and the paint pots, which last a long time. They last years. Oh, excuse me for digging in my ear. I don't know what happened. Something was in there. So I'm not gonna, if I see these on sale, the melt ones on sale, I will repurchase. But if not, then I won't. I'll just use up the other stuff that I have, or use more of the other stuff I have. We're gonna edit out Lancome Sills Boost and Fenty Hella Thick mascara. This is what we have for the looks, and I'm going to put on a blush. This was one of the things from MAC, and this is Blush Baby. My first time using it. I'm just curious at how it's going to look. These eye looks look so weird together. This one I'm actually really digging. So we're going to just go into here, and we're going to just put, oh, that's pretty. Wow, that is pretty. Ooh. Because it's light, I am having to like kind of wiggle the brush to get it to pick up, to show up on me. I don't know if it goes with this eye look, but it's very pretty. I don't know if it goes with this one either. This is a pretty blush. And it looks like I have a highlight on, but I don't. I like when blushes do that. The Sigma one does that as well. So we've tried that for the first time, so I feel good about that. My brush container is full. I just put the blush brush in here. This thing, these are all the brushes we use today, which means I'm gonna have a hell of a lot to clean up. What do I want to try now for the first time? Also, we have 2 MAC blushes I haven't tried yet, and these were both free. This one is, what is that? The Devoted, no, not the Devoted to Chili was the one I just showed you. This one is Turn to the Left, and both of these are Powder Kiss. I think I'm gonna do this one because it's darker. Go figure. Like, who knew I was gonna pick the darker one? Or I can do an ombre. I'm doing both. What does Devoted to Chili look like again? This is Devoted to Chili. This is To the Left. We can maybe do an ombre with that. Let's see. So we're gonna put, and I'm not a bullet lipstick person. But the colors looked okay. And I need to try things that I haven't used. So thank you for being here with me to do that. We're not going to do the ombre thing. I do like this color. This is nice. And it smells nice. MAC's lipsticks smell nice. They're bullets. But just don't eat a bullet, you know what I'm saying? The only thing with some bullet lipsticks is because my lips are not one solid color, sometimes it's more apparent when I put on a lipstick, because then the color doesn't look consistent. So we can put that away. So we just still need to use this one. We'll use that a different day. So I'm glad that we're using stuff we haven't used before. I do like the blush. I do like the lip. So what do we have here? Exotic Skewer is this look. And this is what that looks like. And we have everything on the lid. Tropical Skewer is this eye. Trying to get the glare off. And this is what this looks like. So what are my first impressions? My first impressions are, these are solid. These are solid palettes. Again, this is Juicy. Oh shoot, I put the plastic back in it. This is Juicy. This is Caramel, which to me is more fun because it's colorful. Put the plastic pieces in there. Exotic Skewer. This one, I do like the look, more monochromatic than I like. This is Tropical, and I do like it because it does look colorful. It reminds me of something I may be able to do with Circle Loco, but not sure, because the oranges in Circle Loco don't show up on me either. It just kind of blends in like how these do, and even less than these. This is a nice shade. I like how, you know, the dual chromes I do like. This one surprised me, and so did this one. As I mentioned earlier, and I apologize, I'm talking fast because I know this video is longer than I thought it was going to be, and so I feel like I'm rushing. Between the palettes, all the shades, like all the mattes are not created equal. All the shimmers are not created equal. Some went on really smooth, as you saw. I started here and just swiped over. It went on. And then a few other ones, it was a little patchy. And the same with some of the shimmers. It went on really easy with a dry brush. And there were 2 that I had to go in with a sponge tip. Otherwise, I would have been all day, well, not all day, but longer than I wanted to with the dry brush. And I don't use my fingers. For me, the sponge tip applicators do mimic a finger application. And so it was just curious to me that between the 4 palettes, the mattes are not created equal and all the shimmers are not created equal. And I'm not going to say the dual chromes, which tended to be the ones that I put on the inner lid, the lightest shades in each palette. So it was more so that mid-tone shimmer shade, the deeper of the 2 shimmer shades, that they were not created equal. So that would be my only thing, is just to know that because one palette, everything performs really well. Another palette, it may not. It still went on though, and we still did nice looks. I don't really like this one though. I don't like how that green is blending with the orange up here. I do like how this blended out with the purple, but this one I'm loving because it's just colorful and it's different. But I do think it's a solid formula. There's nothing about any of these that I would be like, oh hell no, don't get it, it's trash. It's not trash. These are good palettes. If you're more creative than I am, you'll be able to do more than I've done. This is the first time I've used any of these palettes, and I am going to use them again just to see what else to do. But something like this, it's like, well, what would I do besides a green or, you know, a pink and purple? And so that goes back to me saying that I see these as monochromatic because it's either like a green look, this, or like a pinky look, this shade, this one, and then the purple. And so to me, they are monochromatic. And even though we have all the shades on, it looks like it's a green eyeshadow look. And of course, Juicy was monochromatic. Everything is in the same family except this one. And that's a light shade, like once you put it on, unless you top it over top of something else. This one was fun, but still not as monochromatic, but I think most people would do like these 3 shades, which would be a monochromatic look, and then these 3 shades, which would be a monochromatic look. But you saw we put them all on, and I did really like this look because it was colorful using all of those shades. This tropical, monochromatic, orange, and then these 2, blue, and a black. But we put them all on, and this is a nice black. I will say that we put the tiniest bit and it deepened it really quick, and I like that. And so that makes me excited to see what else, and even to put the black on and put this on top of it to see what that's going to turn into, or even from exotic, put that black down or a black base and put this on top, because this looks pink in here. It looks greenish on my lid. That's this inner corner shade here. So I'm curious to see what this will look like over a black shadow or just over a black base, which may be better because it'll stick better over a base than over a shadow. But I'm really nice, and I'm looking at myself down here in the mirror. And so thank you, Dede Signature, for sending me the Skewer PR box. And I am glad that I got to experience these. I am glad that I had the opportunity, you know, to try these. She just relaunched these, I think, not too long ago. I am gonna link the live in the iCards because I broke down the prices for you, which will help you determine which ones you want to get, or if you do want to get the entire package. And yeah, so that information will be down below. Dion Loves 10, DionLovs 10 will save you 10% off of your purchase from her website. And this blush does not go with this look, and this foundation is looking a little too light right now, so I do need some bronzer, but we're not going to do this because we're going to go. Thank you for hiccuping. Excuse me. So rude. You are just so rude. Excuse me. So let me know what you think of each of the looks individually per palette. Thank you if you've been here this entire time hanging out with me to try these and to give my first impressions of these palettes. This is a nice screenshot. Yeah, that's what we're going to use for our screenshot. And you will, yeah, let me know your thoughts below. If you've tried these, if you're curious about them, if you're liking the color stories, if they pique your interest, if you're going to check them out, if you think you're going to check them out. As of right now, these are on sale for like $12.99. So that's all I'm saying. So I'm going to go. Thank you for being here. Let me know your thoughts, and you will see me soon in the next video. As always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thanks again, and you will see me soon.